So the poem I have chosen is To His Coy Mistress by Andrew Marvell. Had we but rolled enough in time, this coyness lady were no crime. We would sit down and think which way to walk and pass our long love's day. Thou by the Indian Ganges side shouldst Ruby find, I by the tide of Humber would complain. I would love you 10 years before the flood, and you should, if you please, refuse till the conversion of the Jews. My vegetable love would grow vaster than empires and more slow. And 100 years should go to praise thine eyes and on thy forehead gaze. 200 to adore each breast, but 30,000 to the rest. An age at least to every part, and the last age should show your heart. For lady, you deserve this state, nor would I love at lower rate. But at my back I always hear time's winged chariot hurrying near. And yonder all before us lie, deserts of vast eternity, thy beauty shall no more be found. Nor in thy marble vault shall sound my echoing song, then worms shall try that long preserve virginity, and your quaint honor turn to dust, and into ashes all my lust. The grave's a fine and private place, but none, I think, do there embrace. Now therefore, while the youthful hue sit on thy skin like morning dew, and while thy willing soul transpires at each pore with instant fire, now let us sport on while we may, and now like amorous birds of prey, rather at once our time devour, than languish in his slow chap power. Let us roll all our strength and all our sweetness up into one ball, and tear our pleasures with rough strife through the iron gates of life. Thus, though we cannot make our son stand still, yet we will make him run. So the thesis I have created is Andrew Marvell utilizes lustful figurative language and shifts in tone to demonstrate how mortality is pervasive and inhibits individuals from obtaining fulfillment. So the poem type is a soliloquy / dramatic monologue. The meter / rhyme is iambic tetrameter. So the speaker is a man who's lusting over this mistress he has interest in. The subject is the man is fawning over and admiring the beauty of his mistress. He's attempting to persuade the shy woman, given by the title, to his coy mistress, to partake in sexual relations with him because their love is not imminent and life is short. The tone, so the man at the beginning of the poem seems passionate and lustful for the mistress, but the poem shifts, however, to a more dark and lustful, violent desire in stanza 3. So what does this all mean? This poem signifies how love and desire is not imminent. The poem begins with a man admiring this woman's many physical and beautiful characteristics, such as her eyes and breasts, but he compares his love to that of a slowly growing vegetable, but he becomes consumed by the fear that they will not be together if they continue to move slowly with one another, because death will eventually part them. So structures and shifts. The poem begins with the first stanza discussing the man's desires and feelings for the mistress. The mistress is of Indian descent and is by a river in search of rubies and gems. The speaker in this poem, however, he's from England, and he would walk by the river, but he states he's not looking for actual gems, but he's rather thinking and contemplating about the distance between him and his lover when he walks by this river. He admires her physical beauty and wishes he could spend time admiring her leisure. And then the second stanza has a shift in tone, and instead of focusing on her beauty and how he instead thinks about how this woman is going to die someday. He knows that their life with one another is ticking by, and it's shown above in the poem that death will take her away and the worms will feast upon her. It also discussed that the woman is a virgin. She's very reluctant about partaking in sexual activities with him. Stanza 3 obsesses over the idea that the man cannot wait much longer, and he wants him to act now before it's too late. So some figurative language utilized by Andrew Marvell is to walk and pass our long love's day. So the man and the woman, their relationship is being compared. This lifespan of them together is compared to one day. The use of time is really prominent throughout this poem. So it's, there's a comparison between this long day and then just like it's short. Like their love is very short and it's going to end. Sits on thy skin like morning dew. So this is a simile to compare skin to morning dew, that it's gentle, it's relaxing, there's some physical admiration and desire by this characteristic of skin to morning dew. Love at lower, so that's an alliteration. My vegetable love would grow. So this is a metaphor I talked about previously. It's used to compare this man's growing desire for this woman as prolonging and natural and long. So, and then there's a shift from this natural growing love of a plant to then and now, like amorous birds of prey, rather at once our time devour. So these birds are representing this desire and urgency between this woman and man. When you think of birds of prey, it's more of a violent description. You're thinking of these predators preying on and ripping flesh and eating. So this can kind of represent this relationship that is just this physical need, and then this just sexual tension between this man and woman. So yes, that is my poem. So that's all. Thank you.